Very good afternoon to you, Samkele. Of course, we do understand that there will be an intimate evening of celebration with friends of the Arch and his wife this evening. Take us through what this evening is all about, what will be happening during this time. I'm sure it's friends talking about, recounting their stories, and obviously many people having many intimate and close things to talk about when talking about the Arch, but also who are we actually expecting to be in attendance this evening?
Well, indeed, Flo, we are expecting the likes of Nkosi Mandla Mandela, who will be making his way here to this particular private engagement of friends and family of the late Archbishop Desmond Tutu. We do also expect Alan Busak to make his way here, Reverend Alan Busak, who are to come and make his way to this particular session here to commemorate the life and times of the late Archbishop Desmond Tutu. But as familiar face is Zelda Lahranji, who's also here, who was one of those who assisted former President, the late Tata Nelson Mandela, when he ascended to the highest office in the land, who also had several engagements with the late Archbishop Desmond Tutu. Ms. Lahranji, just in essence, your memories of the late Archbishop Desmond Tutu as you used to go there with Tata Nelson Mandela.
Yeah, strangely, Samkele, I've seen more of the Archbishop since Madiba's passing than I did before his passing. Such a generous soul, you know, always making you feel at home, despite your virtues, your sins, always making you feel like you've arrived home. What a wonderful person, and what a wonderful example for us as South Africans, you know, to always follow in seeking justice and making sure that if we claim to stand on the shoulders of people like him, we have a huge responsibility, and it needs to start right now.
His remains are lying in state at the St. George Cathedral as we speak right now. If we were to speak about the legacy of Archbishop Desmond Tutu and compare it to current contemporary politics and contemporary social issues that are plaguing the country, what would you characterize it like? And in the words of Reverend Frank Chikane earlier on today, the Arch was disturbed and heartbroken at the state of the country.
Yes, he was, and for some time as well. I think, you know, what politicians need to take from him is the courage of his conviction, living by that, with that courage, you know, speaking truth to power. Very few of us, because of this cancel culture, because of politics, because of sensitivity, because of bullying, people are afraid to speak up, and the Arch was not moved in any way. He spoke always his truth to power. So a lot of politicians can learn from him. I mean, you know, we saying farewell across the world to a hero because of that simple fact that he spoke. He criticized his friends. He criticized his own people. And we can learn a lot from that. You know, despite popularity and whatever, the Arch stood by his principles.
Thank you very much for those insights on the lives and times of Archbishop who is now late, Desmond Tutu, who will be laid to rest and cremated over the weekend on Saturday. I'll just ask my colleague just to show you some of the dignitaries that have arrived here to mourn and to celebrate the life of Archbishop Desmond Tutu. They will be gathered here. They are adhering to COVID-19 regulations. There will be social distancing. As you could see, the stage was on the steps on the far left of my side, and people will not be interacting with one another as the Omicron variant is sweeping across the country. But the Arch is no more. His life is being celebrated. We did see Nkosi Mandla Mandela outside, who also was a very close family friend of Archbishop Desmond Tutu, going back to those relations of Tata Nelson Mandela and the Archbishop Desmond Tutu. And those words of Frank Chikane keep lingering in my head once again, of how the Arch was so heartbroken and disappointed at the trajectory that the country has taken over the years, the deplorable state, the plight, the undesirable socio-economic conditions that the people are facing, with Frank Chikane, Reverend Frank Chikane, saying that he had told the Arch that he is now too old to be worrying about the trajectory of the country, and that particular aspect must be left to them. One wonders what they've done thus far to correct the trajectory of the country.
Oh, Samkele, of course, when I first heard that there would be the sort of intimate evening with friends of the Arch being held at the Desmond and Leah Tutu Foundation's offices, one was to think that it would be something a little less formal than some of the programs that we've seen throughout the week and everything that's leading up to the funeral. Is there, though, some sort of structure, though, to this particular gathering, or is it really just a gathering of friends sharing stories with no particular program, or is there something that you can indicate for us at this point in terms of perhaps who will be speaking and who will be sharing, their memories of the late Archbishop?
At this point in time, it's not yet clear what the program is, who will be speaking at this intimate session to honor the life and times of Archbishop Desmond Tutu, whom the individuals that we've seen Reverend Alan Busak, he is also around, was very close with Archbishop Desmond Tutu, alongside Reverend Frank Chekane, who spoke earlier on in Johannesburg at the cathedral, speaking on the lives and times of the Archbishop, speaking about how the experiences he shared with the Archbishop, the various memories dating back to the days of the United Democratic Front, dating back to the Defiance campaign, and dating back to the years when Madiba was released from prison, and also the various struggles that the Archbishop embarked on, not only within the church. Reverend Frank Chekane also going as far as to saying that the Reverend Archbishop Desmond Tutu, when speaking about the Bible, saying that if the Bible was an instrument that was supporting apartheid, he was willing to burn the Bible. So these intimate sessions and reflections, individual reflections that South Africans are sharing, are what we are expecting that will be shared here today, when those whom are close family, friends, relatives, and those whom spent most of their times close to the Archbishop will be seeking at sharing some of their life points with the Archbishop. But there is no clear formal program that has been sent out, but it does seem like it's going to be a very formal program with that particular podium already set up there. We did see Nkosi Mandla Mandela all suited up, coming to share his condolences and grief with the family of Archbishop Desmond Tutu.